It's about a device developed here in Adelaide that's been put to the test by Adelaide University. And even the researchers there were surprised by the results. As Tricia Karp reports, every one of the people who took part in the trial lost weight without fail and without sticking to a rigid diet.
Oh, just basically trying to keep my mouth shut or put a padlock on the fridge. Yeah, I mean, I've tried lots. I really have.
I've been everywhere, done everything. I've spent a lot of money.
It's a story familiar to anyone who's ever tried to lose weight. Dozens of diets, powders and prepared programs in the seemingly never-ending quest to beat the bulge.
Frustrating, depressing, upsetting, exhausting. You know, I've done everything from aerobic videos to major weight loss centres, and I've never really stuck by any of them.
2 years ago, Joanne Mason weighed 103 kilos. Since then, she's lost 24 kilograms and her steady downward spiral on the scales is continuing.
Last week, I actually got back into my wedding dress for the first time in 15, 16 years. I was really wrapped.
Joanne's secret to success is an electronic device that's been put to the test in a major trial by Adelaide University researchers.
Well, the result, I think, was surprising to us, certainly.
Professor John Marley is the university's head of general practice and one of the study's investigators. He monitored the weight loss of 60 people who used an electronic acupuncture device for 1 month. They were also given a healthy eating guide but didn't have to stick to a specific diet.
We set a target weight loss of 2 kilograms in 1 month. People should not try and lose weight rapidly. You can't make a sustainable change if you lose weight very rapidly.
Some people had to use the acupuncture device on one of their thumbs where there aren't any acupuncture points. The rest wore it in their ear twice a day for 20 minutes.
What it showed was that everyone in the group that had the proper acupuncture lost weight, and over 3/4 actually met the target weight loss.
The results speak for themselves. Professor Marley says the device works by sending electronic pulses into a certain spot in the ear, which stimulates a big nerve leading to the stomach.
If you stimulate it a lot, you will get vomiting. So maybe stimulating a little bit actually produces a feeling of fullness, or maybe even just very slight nausea, but it certainly probably makes you not want to eat anything in addition to what you've already eaten at that particular time.
Over the 20 years I've been doing acupuncture, I used to treat people for weight loss by sticking needles in the ear and stimulating them electrically.
Adelaide Dr. Dean Richards developed AcuSlim, the device used in the trial. He came up with the idea so that people could help themselves every day at home, rather than having to visit him for treatments.
We'll press onto the stomach point. They could only realistically come at the most twice a week for that, which the results were not very effective because they just couldn't come more often.
Dr. Richards says his device not only suppresses appetite, it also releases natural chemicals in the body that have a relaxing effect.
For a start, it will affect those people who pick because they're under stress. Secondly, they've found that by raising serotonin levels, it does affect appetite and weight.
It never made me feel like I was full, but I felt like I didn't really need to run out and get those snacks out the fridge or out the cupboard.
What's going on? What's going on? It definitely curbed my appetite. I had a problem mostly in the evenings when the kids were in bed and I was sitting watching telly, and I'd put it on and 20 minutes later I wasn't hungry anymore.
Joanne's friend Janelle Waite also shed 3 kilos during the trial. Since then, she's lost 14 more.
After the trial, I stayed with my smaller sized portions of food, and when I felt that perhaps I was losing it a little bit, going back to my old eating habits, I'd go back onto the AcuSlim and for a little while.
Janelle says she's finally stepped off the weight loss merry-go-round.
A few things work, but then when you stop, I've found that I put the weight back on again all the time. But this time I've kept it off and I've kept losing.
Janelle and Joanne say the device doesn't hurt and they can use it anywhere, anytime.
I think it's certainly a very useful device for people to use to help them make the change to a healthy eating lifestyle, which will certainly help to protect them against diabetes and heart disease and all those joint problems which go with being overweight.
Of course, using AcuSlim alone doesn't guarantee weight loss. A healthy diet and exercise are important too. But Professor Marley says it's worth a try.
Some people are certainly helped by going to groups and whatever. And so there are a number of individual things which will help people. But this particular option does seem to be one of the more useful and safe things that's around.
Give it a go, for definite. Give it a go. Yeah, and just persevere, don't give in, because if it can work for me, who's been trying it for years, it'll work for anybody.